Hello, I'm Jim Gray. Welcome to video 13 of our iRecover educational series. So today we're going to talk about relapsing. It's simply the returning to drinking or using after a period of sobriety. This is also a return to the complete insanity of alcoholism. Again, we're not referring to things you do when you're drunk. The insanity of alcoholism is when you're physically sober and you pick up the first drink and the next series of drinks and drinks of a substance that's killing you. It's an instant return to living a lie. 4 basic enemies of sobriety. The first one is youth. You know, I'm too young to quit drinking, I'll never have fun again in my life, all that stuff. Another is health. You know, you think your health is great, so you're okay, you can do it again. Another bar is wealth. If you got too much money, why bother quitting drinking? You can afford it. Brains, the most dangerous of these is being the brains, thinking maybe I can handle it myself. You know, if your best thinking got you here, that's not a compliment. Think about that. You don't need brains to get sober. You need desire. Tragically, some make it back from relapse and some don't. You know, we just had a young fellow, his name is Corey. I can use his name because he's dead. You know, and what happened is he went back to his environment and he thought he was so smart that he could use a little bit and control his using it. But what happened is Corey's dead. It's just like that. I think he was 20, 22 years old. Just a wonderful guy when he was clean and sober. I don't know what he was like in his addiction, but I do know that his addiction took him. Can we prevent relapse from happening? Yes, it can be done. It's a biochemical addiction to a drug. The body sometimes craves drinking or using. Therefore, be careful with H.A.L.T. And H.A.L.T. is hungry, angry, lonely, tired. Hungry. When we talk about hungry, we talk about, you know, it's many different things, but it's actually the physical starvation. That you're hungry, your mind isn't working right because you don't have enough nutrients or you don't have enough energy. So look after yourself. Look after your body. Remember, you're not getting a second body. This is the only body you got. So if this is where you have to live, you should really take care of it. No, and the next one here is anger. When we get mad at somebody, and we can get mad at all kinds of people for all kinds of reasons. I have yet to get mad at somebody in my life since I can remember 2 and 3 years old that the reason wasn't the same. It was always the same. That person is not doing the things I want them to do my way. That's all anger is I want somebody else to do things my way. If I can say they're doing the things their way, chances are I'm not going to be angry. And of course there's lonely. Lonely is a big thing. Lonely, what happens is, in my case anyhow, you get into your head yourself. You get lonely and you start building up this alcoholic bloody story that you're wonderful and all this bullshit we tell ourselves. And we're trying to stay sober, thinking with the same mind that got us drunk. And that's a problem with this lonely thing. When we're by ourselves, we're in terrible company. You know, we need to go to meetings, we need to get in with some other people around us so we have a balance. Because our best thinking got us here, remember that. And it isn't a compliment. Tired, well, tired makes sense to everybody. I mean, if you're tired at work or you're tired, whatever reason you're tired, you haven't slept, you don't make good decisions. You know that yourself. If you go to work and you're tired, you don't make good decisions. If you're driving, you don't make good decisions till you hit the ditch. And hopefully you make a good one there. But really, when you're tired, you have to back off, get some sleep. Remember, you can't go 24 hours a day. When we drank, we thought we could go 24 hours a day. We really can't. We need that sleep. We need to get over that. Let our body rebuild energy. These factors make it very difficult for your desire to remain sober to overcome your urge to drink or to use. It's important to remember that you may have another relapse in you, but you may not have another recovery in you. Think about that. The fact is, you cannot handle drink or drugs, or you'd not be watching this video. So be careful of denial as a way of justifying relapse. We can say it wasn't so bad, and we have the short-term memory problem that goes along with it. The following factors may put you at risk of relapse. So resentment and self-pities are luxuries the alcoholic can ill afford. That's why it's so important to take your step work seriously and deal with these issues before they become a problem in your recovery. Being impatient can also lead to frustration and ultimately to relapse. It becomes easy to justify relapsing by blaming the fact that others do not trust you yet. It takes time to get some sobriety. You know, you can't get 20 days sobriety in one day. You can't get 20 years in one day. It takes time to do all this stuff. And you've got to change, you know, all these things that used to trouble you, they're still going to be there. But how you look at them today is going to have to change. You know, you can't be that cocky asshole you were before. You have to realize that what you were, how you were, didn't work for you. So now you're at a point in your life, you're going to go out there, you're going to be with your family, you're going to be with your loved ones, you're going to be at work. You can't be that same person you were before. Because if that same person shows up, he's going to show up here again. So another big key to relapse is complacency. It's something to avoid. Be aware and constantly work your program. Becoming complacent will put you in a slippery slope towards relapse. And by complacency, we mean that, oh, I don't have to go to a meeting tonight. I don't have to read the big book. It's okay if I miss this next. I promised I'd take my kids out to the zoo, and you'll say, well, I'll do that next month. It's that being complacent again that got you into trouble to begin with. Don't go there. Like judging others internally. If you care more about how good a speaker is, for example, the message is lost on you. Therefore, you're moving away from recovery and you're going towards your old ways. Visiting old haunts. The old adage rings true. If you hang around the barbershop long enough, you'll get a haircut. Withdrawing from the meetings and people in recovery. This is a good indicator that you might be thinking you can handle it again. So remember, go to meetings. Switching addictions. If your drug of choice was alcohol, for example, and you start smoking marijuana, this is not sobriety or recovery. It's still relapsing to a mind-altering substance. Dictating treatment. You ask for help, but what do? You want to do it your way. Your way didn't work, and relapse was the result. Stick to what treatment teaches you. So what can be done about preventing relapse? Well, there's lots of precautions. But the precautions aren't much good if you don't do them. You know, we tell everyone here, you have a 100% chance of staying clean or sober, but it's up to you to do the work. Go to meetings. Get a home group and a sponsor. Listen to the guidance of your sponsor or counselor. Follow your I wills. You know, your I wills, just talk a little bit about I wills here, because you were shown here how to make a list of I wills. And your I wills, remember that your I wills are to be shared with your family. When you made that list and said, I'm going to take Tommy to the movie every Saturday, or I'm going to take my wife dancing every Wednesday, or whatever you put in your I wills, not my I wills, not the center's I wills. If you stick to your I wills, I have yet to have somebody come back into treatment when I said to him, did you follow your I wills? Say, yes, I did, but I still used, because it doesn't happen. those I wills, that's why you designed I wills. We didn't do it. So if you can stick to your own I wills, you won't come back to treatment. So remember to follow your I wills. You know, this is about accountability. If you want to stay sober, do the stuff that keep yourself accountable for your stuff. So practice gratitude in your daily life. Pray. You know, prayer is such a big part of the book, the 12 Steps of Alcoholics Anonymous. You know, there's that step 3 prayer, changed my life. I've never had to use or abuse since I did that prayer. I mean, it's incredible that those few words can change your life. But that's not the only prayer in the book. There's many prayers. Say the prayers. You know, if you don't believe in God, if you don't believe in this stuff, that's fine. But that whole idea about fake it till you make it, that's what'll get you through this. And once you're through this, once you're into this new, Bill W. talked about being rocketed into a new dimension. And this is what's going to happen if you follow through in everything you've been taught. Ensure you plan your outings and always have an escape plan. If you're suddenly in a risky situation, have a plan to look after it. You know, there's that old idea of arriving at parties late, leaving parties early. That'll keep you out of the flow of when people are high or when they're too excited in the beginning, and lots of kind of things. There's so much that you've learned about doing those kinds of things to prevent yourself using or getting in a situation where you would use. Recognize when your higher power intervenes. Be on guard against the unguarded moment. And that's a statement from Bill W. Be on guard against the unguarded moment. Think before you act. Don't let your emotions decide for you. Use your rational intellect to make your decisions. This is a lot of information about relapse, but the only person that can make the decision about relapse is you. I believe, like I've said earlier, that we all have 100% chance of staying clean and sober. What you do when you leave the center, that's going to make the difference. You know, do you want another relapse? Do you really want that? I don't think so. It's pretty easy to stay clean and sober. It really is. It's a lot of work, but it's easy. All you have to do is follow these steps. You've got all the information. You've got a full toolkit. You just need to use it. I can't do it for you. Your mom can't do it for you. Your dad can't do it for you. If we could, we would, but we can't. Do you want the sobriety or you don't want the sobriety? The onus at this point is on you, not on anybody else. You can't say that was a bad treatment center, or that was her fault or his fault. You've got all the tools, so use them. So this is the end of the series here. This is video 13. I want to thank you all for sticking with me here through it. But I want you to go back to the beginning there, when I reminded you guys that who phoned who. It's you guys that phoned me here, and you wanted my help. So hopefully you're going to be able to have a better life by what you learned here. You know, if you listen to those old slogans in AA, one day at a time, easy does it, all that kind of stuff, your life's going to be wonderful. I'm Jim Gray, the owner of iRecover. I'd like to thank you all for participating. We're all participants in this recovery. You know, I'm a participant as much as you are. That's why we use that word. So I'll see you trudging the road of happy destiny.